So it looks like Charlotte's still good because they're smiling. Like they just heard something. No. I don't think it's anything on the screen. Everything's fine. Nothing has changed. We didn't do anything. Adjust your speakers. Okay. We're back.
Yeah, we just heard the chat.
But you don't hear the audio?
No.
What does that mean?
That means that we can't hear Alexis Herman talk.
Yeah, image just went down.
Well, please tell everybody you're getting your book back up and running, no problem. But to stay in front of the camera, tell her no. Please tell her that.
Huh?
Yeah, we have
Yeah.
images in the audio.
When I turned to my wow,
Mute up, mute up.
Yeah, we have sound. We have sound. Yes, we have sound as well. We have sound back. Okay.
Turn it up.
Our two sponsorship organizations, the Charlotte Alumni Chapter of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority,
Okay, we're back.
and also the Charlotte Chapter of the National Association of Black Accountants. Secretary Herman, thank you so much for joining us tonight. We're excited to be here and look forward to this discussion.
I'm delighted to be with you.
Thank you so much. Sam Jose, how are you doing tonight?
We're doing great. We're sitting here with students from San Jose State and De Anza Community College. And Secretary Herman, it's our pleasure to chat with you.
Thank you so much. Our first question tonight comes from Miami. Good evening. My name is Christina Gill. I'm 18 years old and I attend Miami-Dade Wolfson campus. Last Friday, the Borough of Labor's statistics reported that 240,000 jobs disappeared in October. And it appears that low-income young people are getting hit very hard in this recession because they have to put their education on the side and to pay bills. What advice would you give young people in times like these?
In times like these, in terms of folk who are they working, not working? Either working and trying to go to school at the same time. Well, I would say three things in times like these are very important. The first, if you got a job, keep the job. Real basic. And that's not to say you turn your eye away from other opportunities. But you certainly don't leave a job for frivolous reasons. You have to think long and hard when you make a decision where you even find work in times like this. It may be that you have to take a job that may not be in the field you want. It may not necessarily be certainly the ideal job situation that you want to be in. But it is something that will give you experience. It will be something that will give you stability at the moment, and can tide you over in times like these. So think differently, think more broadly about what the job opportunities are. Thirdly, I think it's very important in times like these to stay connected to relationships. Organizations like Generation Engage, for instance, can be very important in times like this. It keeps you connected to a community, a supportive community that's passing on information and sharing ideas. And think about the other relationships at this university, on this campus, whether it's your teachers or on the job where you are, to use this time to broaden your network and to expand your network, because contact can be very important in this economy.
Thank you so much, Secretary Herman. Our next question comes from San Jose, California.
Here's our first question asker, Secretary Herman.
Hi, my name is Julian. Thanks very much for taking the time to speak with us today. China just announced a plan to spend $586 billion, 7% of its GDP, on national infrastructure and social welfare, constructing new railways, subways, schools, and rebuilding communities. The U.S. $700 billion plan for financial institutions was less than 3% of our GDP and doesn't directly create jobs. Do you think the United States should consider a similarly bold stimulus plan to rebuild our country's infrastructure and to create jobs?
What I think I heard. Okay. The question, I believe, is whether or not, compared to what China is doing to invest in their infrastructure, which is about 7% of GDP, should the United States consider a similar effort in terms of investing in our infrastructure here at home? Is it worth it? Yes. Absolutely, no question. We really don't have a choice, in my view, but to invest in our infrastructure. And we don't have a choice really for a couple of reasons. First of all, when you look at the state of our infrastructure and just what has happened with investments, we've been on a steady decline for the last 30 to 40 years. It used to be we were like 12% in the Eisenhower years, and here we are today, almost right at 2%, I believe. So we really don't have a choice. You all know about the levees breaking in New Orleans. You know what happened with the bridge in Minnesota. You can take that and multiply it lots of times over. I think the latest figures I saw that there are like 73,000 bridges alone in the United States that are structurally deficient. That's 1 in 4. 80,000 are like obsolete. So we really don't have a choice but to get on with the business of investing in our infrastructure. And in doing so, I think it is a path that puts us back on the road to fiscal health, because investing in our infrastructure creates real jobs. We estimate that for every $1 billion that we invest, that we create, depending on the type of job, between 30 and 70,000 jobs. So I'm very hopeful that this new administration and this new team will make it a high priority.
Thank you. Our next question comes from Charlotte, North Carolina.